what we saw in the way of averages or percentages is we had 25% of the fields had low levels. We actually had fields that sprayed more than once, but we had a couple of fields that never sprayed at all last winter, in 2010. Never. It was crazy. I don't know what happened in those fields, but they didn't have to spray at all. We had other people that had to spray 3 times. Green peach again was the big culprit. We took a plant from a field in Kingfisher, took it back to the lab, and to the dismay of my student workers, we counted every single aphid on that plant. There were over 17,000 aphids on one plant. And of that, we had 1,500 mummies. So we're seeing that their natural enemies are there, but we don't know how much impact they can really have. But, yeah. And we counted another one, and there were over 12,000. That's massive. My student workers were very upset about having to count all those. But, so in 2011, this year, we've looked at 29 fields. We didn't get to do much in the south, the southern part of the state. Drought really killed everything. We had producers who took their canola crops and tilled them under a month and a half ago because there's just no hope left. So we didn't get to monitor much in the southern part of the state. So we worked pretty heavily, as much as we could in the central to northern part of the state. And we started in the fall to see what kind of activity we could see with the seed treatments, and virtually we had nothing. As long as they were seed treated, things were good until late in winter. So our timeline for 2011, we had some fields down south that had flea beetle problems, along with some cutworm problems. But those fields ended up being, destroyed basically between the insects and the drought in the south. No aphids. When we finally did see them, they're just hit or miss. We have not seen the kinds of thousands and thousands of aphids on a plant that we saw last year. Drought conditions, again, we believe is playing a part in this. False chinch bugs. These guys are really tough. We've had people who sprayed with a combination, things like Warrior and methylparathion, and it doesn't touch them. The part of the problem is, if you're spraying these guys when it's cold, cloudy, they're hiding in all your litter, leaf litter and that kind of thing. You have to wait until it's really warm and they're all very active, and then try to hit them with your insecticide. They are causing a lot of damage in the northern counties in the state. As you come south, we don't see the pressure. So dry conditions, rain, when we finally did get some rain, didn't make any difference. They're tough, and they've been an ongoing battle. After winter, this year we had really good recovery, winter recovery. Green up was quick. We ran into drought conditions though, so it stunted a lot of plants and slowed development. So what we know so far, again, after March application, most of the producers found very low levels of aphids, except for the one field where we saw signs of resistance, where they just cannot get them knocked down. The chinch bug has, again, been a problem, and we're going to see yield loss. We don't know how much. We don't really have a good estimate at this point, but we are going to see some. So if you have any questions,